Marvin has arranged to meet up again with Dockery, who used to work the land there.
How you doing? You're the man to show me where Comfort Hall is?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, yes.
Bumpy road.
Yeah. Left turn.
Turning left here.
Yeah, left turn here.
Uncle, these are the gates of Comfort Hall.
Yeah, this is the gate here.
So, Uncle, I found out that my 3 times great-grandfather, John B. Williams, owned this land in 1874.
Yeah.
And it was 20 acres then. How big is Comfort Hall now?
Well, I suppose that's around 80 acres.
80?
Mm.
4 times the amount. Is it still in the Williams family today, this hall, yeah?
Yes.
And is it still being used for any farming or?
No, not today.
So it used to be in a lot better condition?
Yeah, so that people just come in with goat feed cow.
Mm.
They treat them, they now take over. So the grass dead out.
Yeah. It seems such a shame to have such an amazing piece of land and it's not being used to its full potential. It's a little bit bittersweet to be here. I still don't know how John come to acquire this site. Who knows what he would have had to have gone through to own this. And it just feels like it's just a waste. It would be good to find out how John B. Williams came to own Comfort Hall.
Marvin has come to St John's Church, a couple of miles from Comfort Hall, to meet historian Suzanne Frances Brown.
Suzanne.
Right, Marvin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Great to meet you. It's going okay.
So Suzanne, my 3 times great-grandfather, John Brown Williams, owned some land not far from here at Comfort Hall. I'm trying to find out anything I can about him.
So we were able to pull a baptismal record that I think will help.
Okay.
So you can take a look at that.
Ah, yes, John Brown, born 2nd of January, 1839. Father was also John Williams.
Yes.
Same name. And his mother was Emily Williams. They would have been my 4 times great-grandparents,
Right.
which is amazing.
He's baptized by James Dawson,
James Dawson,
who was the rector for this church of St. John's.
No way.
Yep.
So he was baptized in this church?
He was baptized in this church.
Really? Wow.
So you can
That's
see
amazing.
how long this church has been here.
How cool is that? That's so cool, man. And it's Comfort Hall still. So Comfort Hall's been in the family from at least 1839.
That's correct.
But 1839 would have been 5 years since the abolition of slavery in 1834.
Right.
How common would it have been for a black man like John Williams to own a piece of land like Comfort Hall?
At the end of slavery, you do have estates being split up in some areas and persons purchasing land. People earned money during slavery. People had plots that they could work and they could take excess food and so on to market. They could do craft work and they could sell that in the market. But one of the things also to bear in mind is that not all black people were enslaved.
For over 150 years, the British transported African slaves to Jamaica. Over 700,000 slaves were forced, under threat of death, to work on British plantations. But there were also free blacks in Jamaica. These were people who'd managed to escape from slavery or had been freed by their masters as a reward for service or in exchange for money. After slavery was abolished in 1834, many of Jamaica's black people bought land, including Marvin's 4 times great-grandparents, John and Emily Williams.
Take a look at this document.
Record of marriages solemnized in the parish of St. John, 1828, December the 28th. John Williams and Emily Brown were married by James Dawson, rector. In this church?
There you go.
No way.
Yep.
So my 4 times great-grandfather, John Williams, and his wife, Emily Brown, got married in this room, in this church.
In this very church. There you go. So they were
This is
parishioners.
incredible, man.
They were parishioners of St. John's Church. The likelihood is that in 1828, they're not actually
There'd be free
enslaved
people.
before even abolition or emancipation.
Amazing. You're now my favorite person in Jamaica. That's amazing.
Okay. So we do have a little bit more on Emily.
Really?
Yes, on your
My 4 times great-grandmother. Record of baptisms, Emily Brown.
There you go.
Baptized November the 30th.
1828.
And colour, Sambo. That feels like not a nice word to describe.
Yeah. So there were a whole range of descriptions that were given to issues of color. You had someone who was black and you had someone who was white. If they had a child, that child was termed a mulatto.
I would have been a mulatto.
Half and half.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And a mulatto is actually a word that comes from the Spanish word for mule. Right? So a
Mule.
horse and a donkey, you get a mule. It's not lovely. That's basically where it comes from. Now, Emily Brown is classified as a Sambo. In that time, basically what it meant was that she was the child of a mulatto and a black. So she's 1/4 white.
So, am I right in thinking, though, that a relationship between a white man and a black woman in 1828 would have been, not the normal thing?
Well, not the way that you would have a relationship now. A woman in a less powerful position was, if you like, taken advantage of, whether that was rape or not rape in the strictest sense, of by a white man. I've got one more record for you.
Okay. John Williams,
Right.
owner of Comfort Hall, dated the 28th of September, 1835, awarded £53
3 shillings
and 3 shillings.
for 2 persons.
Right.
So in the 1830s, after abolition, the British government gave to persons who owned slaves a £20 million compensation. Your 4 times great-grandfather receives compensation of £53 and 3 shillings for 2 persons who were enslaved on his property at Comfort Hall.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're saying that John Williams was a slave master on Comfort Hall?
White persons in Jamaica and large landowners were not the only persons who owned enslaved people.
Okay, so we know, of course, that John was a black man, and now you're informing me that he had 2 slaves. Wow, this has taken a turn.
It's not simple.
No.
Life is complicated, there's no doubt about it.
Never did it cross my mind that my 4 times great-grandfather would have been a slave owner. I didn't even know that black people had slaves. I'd like to think that the fact that my 4 times great-grandfather was a black man who was a free man also, I'd like to think that he would have treated them respectfully and treated them as human beings and not as animals. It'd be great to go even further back and find out, if I can, some information about John Williams, his parents, and Emily Brown's parents.